Guys who up to their late 20s early 30s who never had a girlfriend, how did that affect dating? How did it affect you when you went on dates and a woman asked if you ever had a girlfriend? Also, did the women care about that? I never had any woman ask me if I ever had a girlfriend. When something of the sort was brought up, I just said that I had never been in any long-term relationship, which was true. Now, given that I do not look like your stereotypical virgin, I think they just presumed that I just had casual sex instead. It affected me in the way that as I ventured into a relationship, there were a lot of conventions, unwritten rules etc., that I simply was not aware of. As I made mistakes, which was to be expected, I simply took mental notes as to not repeat them again. Other than that, all went fine. If you are confident about your situation and don't lack self-esteem, you will be just fine. I was always in a selective mindset. It's made me really bad at it, and definitely unnecessarily increased anxiety levels. Very few instances where relationship history has been brought up, in which case I've stuck to cliched, generalized answers. I'm 25 and nobody has cared so far. As long as you're confident about it, it's no big deal. I've had several opportunities to be in relationships but always avoided it for whatever reason, but I am ready to commit now with the right wonderful woman. Never been on a date because I just don't see it as a priority. I am probably asexual anyway, but there has never been a drive in me to get a girlfriend. I suppose if I ever did try, it would be with a woman who is in a similar situation to me and is after a companion and not a sexual partner. I had a girlfriend for few months when I was 17, but I don't really count it. My first actual relationship was at the age of 28. Anyway, no girl ever asked me about something like that. Sounds like an odd question to ask, especially when a dude is over 30. I can imagine some straightforward girl asking this if a guy is really awkward though. One of the many, many reasons why I don't try dating. That ship has sailed. 32 years old here. I have no idea, I haven't started yet. So far it just seems like I am too fat to even start. 27. Although I had a high school GF, never even tried with dating. I haven't met a girl in years, pretty much since high school, and while it sometimes sucks, I still don't know how to change this, and even if I knew, I probably wouldn't. If I wasn't enough to be noticed at my peak, I won't be as an inexperienced and decaying adult, the chance is gone. Turning 24 in about 2 weeks. I've had sex but I've never been in any sort of committed relationship with anyone, and to be honest, I've pretty much given up hope at this point. As for dating, I don't really get the chance to meet anyone, but on the rare occasions that I do, my dating history never comes up, not that there's really any in the first place. I'm honestly glad for that, because I know girls don't have any interest in guys like me. Personally, I have come to the conclusion that we put way more pressure on ourselves than the girls do. They were curious as to why. I just told them I was never someone who got people's attention much, focused on studying a lot while in college and never met someone things moved beyond a couple dates to have a relationship with. Most of them actually liked it and understood it, didn't see it as a bad thing. Also did say it was nice to met someone who didn't have a ton of relationships. I'd like to answer this question as best as I can. I've spent most of my adult life single, always had a girl I was talking to but never more than that. Right now I'm 26 and dating is tough. The girl I am seeing right now has way more life experience than I do right now, and it's very difficult for me to gauge conversations and tell when to say what to her. It's very hard for me to constantly pull back from my instinct of being a puppy dog and love bomb her all the time. It's difficult for me to understand if she is blowing me off, flaking, or if she really is busy, and it's tough for me to tell sometimes what my response should be. I am in this relationship for the long haul, and I've told myself whatever it takes to make it work I can do. Honestly did not think I would even make it this far lol, so I must be doing something right man shrugging tears of joy tears of joy. Some people find it weird, I just tell the truth. It never came to be. It's not super uncommon when you're gay, we are repressed AF, so a bunch of us only starts dating later in life. I'm 34 now. Never dated anyone cause of a girl I liked rejected me almost 12 plus years now. She was embarrassed to even look at me, she said. Embarrassed was not the right word, but the damage was already done. Been on 3 first dates in the last 3 years. Never went beyond 2 dates. I think I've grown too comfortable to date someone. I spoke to my 3rd date, first time meeting her, and she said she had a crush on someone but did not work out. The date was fun and we spoke to almost 4 hours, but I felt I was still not ready. No idea if I ever will. Lol. I sometimes feel very lonely about it. I call my hookups and FWBs girlfriends when I talk about them, but I never was in a serious relationship. It just never happened to me that I got along with a woman very well and she with me. And now I am constantly changing my location anyways. It's the first time in 3 years that I live longer than 6 months in one country, but even now not even in one town. So that affected me in so far that I don't fear to blow things and just go for it. I don't connect to the girls I sleep with. I like them, but I don't fall in love. I'm an almost 30 trans girl, and I'm surprised to read so many answers seem like guys haven't got a chance. I know some women are particularly cruel, but generally speaking, they just want companionship, too. I've never met someone who I didn't at least care about after talking with them. Your gal is out there. If you liked this comment, please consider throwing a penny in the metaphorical dating trans girls a straight bucket. Folded hands. I tell people that I date. If they are curious, I explain, well, I have been living on my own and mainly focused on career, and now I am trying to figure out relationships. They never made it out to be a problem. Some thought it was exciting because they could show me new things. The hard part is learning to communicate and understand someone emotionally. Another hard part is that you have to learn how to be a good judge of character. I've never asked anyone out, and accepted the first person that bluntly showed they were interested in me. Once that fizzled, the same thing happened again. So far it has not been that positive an experience because not selecting the right people. NGL. I had a long relationship in high school, but I'm worried because I haven't had a single date in the 8 years since. I don't feel like I'm meant to have friends, much less and so. It makes easier dating. I'll let you know when I find out. Was posting about this earlier on another thread about not dating, throwing away your 20s. I'm almost 30, never dated. I don't see it happening at this point. It can't be healthy or normal. It does mess with your self-esteem, has with mine among a bunch of other things. There is a point of no return and I think mid-20s is that point.